earlier you spoke to the youth about firefighting, and I just wanted to ask you a couple of questions in the interview. You said when you were growing up you did a lot of drugs. Like, what made you change from doing a lot of drugs to your career?
So I did drugs and alcohol for probably 10 years, since the time I was 15 till 25. And I got to the point where it just wasn't working anymore. And, I used to have a lot of fun, and it was a big party environment, and that went away. And it wasn't fun anymore. I was pushing away friends and family, and I was really at a point of desperation.
Okay, and did you ever have like any role models like to push you like to become a firefighter?
Absolutely. My cousin worked for the same department that I work for now, and he really inspired me to start volunteering with the department and check it out and see if I liked it. And I did, and that's how I ended up.
Okay, and then you said a lot about like volunteering. Like, did you have to go through like any school while you were volunteering, like any college credits, anything like that?
No, school education is not necessary for volunteer fire service. They do provide on-the-job training in fire behavior and fire science and firefighting tactics, as well as emergency medicine.
Alright, and you say you were for Santa Fe County, right? And that's like mostly different, like with other counties, like to become a firefighter, like here in Albuquerque, Bernalillo County, you have to go through high school. Like, well, you have to go through like some college, like to become a firefighter, like in the city.
Each department is different. Has
Different
minimum requirements.
Alright. And the requirements at Santa Fe, what were those requirements like to get you started into firefighting?
Educational requirements are a high school diploma, and you have to be, I think, at least 18 years old, and I can't remember the rest of the job description, but when you go through the application and testing process, they have kind of a matrix that they put all the applicants into, and all the additional education that you have, whether that's EMT licensure or fire certifications, associates or bachelor's degrees, those all work in your favor.
Okay.
Higher.
Alright, ever since you've been on the job, like how long have you been like working as a firefighter? Like, if you don't mind me asking. Like,
I've been there 6 years.
6 years? And is it like, do you like the job? Like what you do, like saving people and giving back like to the community and stuff?
Yeah, absolutely. That's why I got into it in the first place, because I wanted to have a service job and help my community and do something that I thought was helping people and making the world a better place.
Alright, like before you became a firefighter, did you have like another job like on your mind that you wanted to do before you decided to become a firefighter?
I considered police officer as well as armed forces, and I actually went through the testing process for a police officer, but I never pursued that as a career.
And have you ever saved like anyone from like any burning buildings, anything like any car wrecks, like major car wrecks, like that? Have you ever done like major car wreck calls or anything?
Yeah, that's part of our job. We do fire suppression as well as emergency medical services and rescue collision calls, motor vehicle accidents, and any other rescue situation.
Alright, like if you had to say, like give a message out like to like the youth, the ones that are having trouble like getting a career started or at least like coming up whatever they want to be when they grow up, what would you tell them?
I would say pick something and get started. and it's okay to change your mind. And my experience in my fire academy taught me that even with all of the discipline and people yelling in your face and push-ups and running, it's possible to do just about anything you say you're going to. After having talked to me as a firefighter, have I given you any motivation or encouragement to pursue that as a career, or maybe something else as a career?
Yeah, I'll tell you the truth. Like, yeah, mostly because like that's like been like my job, like to become a firefighter. But mostly it's like encouraged me because like a lot of people like say like the work's hard, the training's hard. But see, they're not like firefighters. They're not nowhere close to firefighters. All they do is just but to speak to like a firefighter that went through that experience has really like encouraged me. Like, okay, well I have to work for this, and I have to do this work, and I have to get in shape to do this work and do that. Like keep my mind set to it. Because mostly persons that I've talked to have told me that, but they're nowhere close to being a firefighter. They've only read about it like on the internet and stuff like that. And to see a firefighter up and close, to ask him questions that need to be asked what's going on in their job, and yeah, that's when you like get motivated or stuff like that.
So the math required in the job is pretty simple. We use math occasionally for medication calculations, for administering medications to patients, as well as for calculating fire stream flows for the position of fire engineer. You have to know how many gallons per minute you can pump through such and such a distance of hose at what elevation. So there's some math required there. The science aspects of the job are to do with fire behavior. There's some physics and some chemistry and understanding how exactly materials combust and what's involved in that process, and the gases that they release, and how they're whether or not they're combustible and hazardous to people. And there's also, of course, emergency medicine, which is required in most fire buildings, and that involves some anatomy and physiology and just general medical knowledge. So, does any of that sound interesting to you?
That sounds interesting. I would like to learn more, about like math and stuff. Because me, when I was in high school, I was not that good at math. But if I could learn more of it, that would probably work. Like that would be like you guys. I know you guys use like a lot of math.
I wasn't very good at math either.
Yeah, so I know you guys use like a lot of math too, but that was.
I actually can't remember the last time that I had to do a drug calculation, so we don't use math that frequently on the job. And what is necessary is taught in school, and it's reinforced through on-the-job training. And you work very closely with your partners, and if you're ever in a tight spot and having to figure out a math problem, there's always somebody there who can help you.
Well, thank you. I appreciate it.
Yeah, absolutely.
Thanks for your time, man.
I'm glad to be here.
All right, thank you.
Come talk to you.
I hope you could come by again and talk to me at the youth again.